right now on 5 on your side at 10.
The severe weather potential increasing as we head into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. New updated information tonight on Friday afternoon's weather impact alerts.
A school district's budget not adding up.
Students are probably going to feel a little bit of pain in this.
Tonight, teachers and parents in North County sound off. Our top story, the state of Missouri taking back control of St. Louis City Police.
The troops are excited.
And you know what they say, the devil's in the details.
A new era in policing the city is now just a signature away. Tonight, the controversial measure now sits on Governor Mike Kehoe's desk. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. State control of SLMPD was a top priority of the governor, and he says he'll sign the comprehensive crime bill when state lawmakers return from spring break. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is live downtown with new reaction tonight.
Police officers themselves, the business community, and so many others weighing in tonight. I can tell you this, the department has been under state control in the past, and it appears it's happening again very soon.
The troops are excited.
Joe Steiger with the St. Louis Police Officers Association remembers when SLMPD was under state control.
I mean, the biggest difference is just really the management and the efficiency of how the department works. We've had a lot of issues since we've moved over into this process.
It's why the union supports the measure. Both the state House and Senate approved to return to state control. Right now, he says,
Recruitment's harder now, training, getting people through the process. We're losing people to other departments while they're still going through the bureaucracy of the city's processes. We've had a lot of maintenance problems with the buildings, the academy, the range, things that aren't being paid on time. Those sort of issues didn't happen.
It's a move that will impact more than police officers. The business community also weighing in. A highly functional criminal justice system is essential to any city. In the city of St. Louis, we now have both an outstanding police chief and circuit attorney. The Regional Business Council supports them both. There is more work to do, but crime is down, said President Karen Branding.
I'm hearing that people don't feel safer. And it's easy to see why when you drive your car or you walk or ride a bicycle in the city of St. Louis, the reckless driving is out of control.
Mayoral candidate Kara Spencer is against state control, but feels the city needs to do better cracking down on crime.
Licensing a vehicle, keeping your tags up to date, or even stopping or slowing down at red lights. And these types of quality of life issues make it extremely dangerous to just get around.
The mayor would have a seat on a board of commissioners Governor Mike Kehoe will appoint.
I'm worried that this is going to erase all of the progress that we have been able to make over the last 4 years. No one's talked about the details, and you know what they say, the devil's in the details, and no one's talked about how this is going to affect all of the progress that we made, and I'm afraid that we're going to go backwards.
The police chief saying today that public safety will remain a top priority. I can tell you the city resumed control of the police department back in 2012. The governor could sign a measure to bring it back under state control later this month. Live downtown, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
A cool evening after a warm Wednesday in St. Louis, but we're now less than 48 hours from our next weather impact alert.
There is a potential for damaging winds and even a few tornadoes. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has the latest on that and the chances for spotty showers by morning.
You know, there might be a spot shower or two around tomorrow morning, especially south of St. Louis. It doesn't have our attention at all. Everything's focused on Friday. There will be travel impacts at Lambert going into Friday evening, Friday night, perhaps lingering into Saturday too. Storm system that's responsible for this is just now pushing on shore in California, which means about tomorrow morning we'll start to really get sampling from this and start to see just how those wind fields are. But right now we're expecting it still to track to the north and west. We still have plenty of wind that goes along with it. The atmosphere is going to be lifting that air. There's no problems there. Instability has come up a bit, and the moisture, while it's somewhat limited, it still looks like it's sufficient to really get these storms going. Now, outside of any thunderstorms, we're going to have strong wind gusts during the afternoon Friday into Friday night, early on Saturday. Away from any storms, Some of those could be 40 to 50. It's after 4 o'clock in the afternoon in mid-Missouri when those storms form. Then they move to the east. They'll race eastbound. Scattered power outages are expected. If we get a solid line of storms, then more likely we'll see widespread power outages. Some tree damage likely. Storms could see wind gusts of 70 miles per hour or higher and a few tornadoes. What do you need to do? Well, keep those devices charged, stay weather aware, know where your safe place is now. Talk about it with your family. Make sure your friends know that there is a weather threat later Friday into Friday evening, and be prepared to act fast. These storms are going to be whipping across our area.
And after this newscast, Scott will have much more on our threat of severe weather on the 5 Plus streaming app. Our entire team of weather impact meteorologists will be delivering constant updates until those storms blow through, and you can watch for free on your Apple, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for KSDK in your app store. And you can always get the latest weather impact forecasts to your phone. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355. Hours ago, the school board with financially strapped Ferguson-Florissant School District held another meeting on what to do about its money woes.
The district's projected deficit, nearly $8 million. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend is just back from the 3.5-hour meeting.
Kelly and Mike, tonight was a chance for Ferguson-Florissant parents, teachers, and others to sound off about their district's financial crisis, and let me tell you, many did just that. The Ferguson-Florissant School Board meeting was packed Wednesday night. A highly anticipated item on the agenda: how should the North St. Louis County School District handle its current budget issues?
What staff is being cut? Will coordinators also be cut?
We would like to be part of a solution or a solving team instead of being left out.
The school district is facing a $7.7 million deficit. As a result, the school board recently surveyed parents, staff, and community members and asked if the district should close or consolidate some of its 23 schools, slash its 77 bus routes, or adjust schools' start times to fix the debt.
Staffing is a huge concern.
McClure North High School teacher Victoria Ferris has devoted more than 20 years to the school district. She says many teachers are now afraid of potentially losing their jobs or their class sizes expanding.
All of us teachers are doing the equivalent of biting our nails, worrying about how the already shortage of teachers is going to be compounded.
Nearly 10,000 students currently make up the Ferguson-Florissant district. The district says last month it reduced its spending by $14 million through cuts approved by the Board of Education 2 weeks ago, but it didn't help much.
Students are probably going to feel a little bit of pain in this because it's the reality of the situation that we are in. We need to make a decision on where our future lies.
The school board will review everything it heard tonight and possibly announce some final decisions at its next meeting on March 26th. They're accepting those surveys until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Another North County school district is dealing with a major budget deficit. Last night, the Riverview Gardens School Board discussed making more than $6 million in staffing cuts. The district's also looking into closing schools. School leaders blame the deficit on reduced enrollment and federal COVID funds running out.
Tonight, police are searching for the vandal who spray painted anti-Semitic and racist messages on another school in Afton. This time, the crime caught on surveillance video. It happened overnight at Rogers Middle School. Police say the vandal likely used paint cans stolen from a nearby hardware store last week. Last week, the same thing happened at Afton High School. Police believe the cases may be related. And tonight, neighbors in the Gravois Park neighborhood are on alert after a mail thief was caught on a home security camera. This crime happened March 1st on Oregon Street while the homeowner was at Mardi Gras. Neighbors say their letters and packages have been disappearing for months. The homeowner turned the video over to the U.S. Postal Service. Officials told her they will open a federal investigation.
Next Tuesday, Mayor Jones and Alderwoman Kara Spencer will square off right here in the 5 on Your Side studios for a mayoral debate. It's a rematch from 2021. You can watch live from March 18th at 7 p.m. both on Channel 5 and the free 5 Plus streaming app on your Apple, Roku, or Fire TV.
New tonight, one of St. Louis's largest employers is planning to downsize. A spokesperson for Edward Jones confirms the financial giant will make changes to its home office structure. When asked if this could mean layoffs, the company spokesperson said, quote, as we make changes to our structure, the size of our home office will be reduced. The financial giant employs 5,400 workers at its 2 St. Louis home offices in Des Peres and Westport. Edward Jones also has home offices in Tempe, Arizona, and Ontario, Canada. Just hours ago, the fabulous Fox Theater announced its 2025-26 Broadway series, and the new season will kick off in October with Life of Pi.
That is followed by The Notebook, based on the popular novel and film. Officials at the Fox urge fans to come prepared for this tearjerker.
Absolutely did not have enough Kleenexes in my purse for this show.
Yeah, I don't know the cutest way to say it was the snottiest audience I've ever been in.
Also in the lineup, The Wiz, The Outsiders, Hell's Kitchen, The Phantom of the Opera, Harry Potter, and The Cursed Child, and Monty Python's Spamalot.
And the returning Broadway Extras calendar includes Les Mis, A Christmas Story, Stomp, Beetlejuice, MJ the Musical, and Hadestown. Starting tomorrow at 10 a.m., current season ticket holders can begin renewing. New season tickets go on sale May 28th.
Dream weddings turned nuptial nightmares.
It just makes me sad for them, and then other people were having to go through this on, like I keep saying, one of the most important days and events of their life.
Tonight, the warnings from local brides who say capturing their I-dos were far from picture perfect.
Our weather impact alert continues later Friday. Here's the system responsible for it moving onshore in California right now. Severe thunderstorms seem likely for a good portion of our area. New modeling just coming in right now, what it shows, and when you need to be on alert.
Wedding season is ramping up, and tonight St. Louis brides are sharing a nuptial nightmare. All of them hired a photographer eager to capture unforgettable moments.
However, they tell 5 on Your Side's Justina Coronel broken promises impacted their big day.
Finding the perfect dress and narrowing down valuable vendors. Newly engaged couples try to book the best for their wedding. On that list, finding a photographer.
The pictures, you know, will last a lifetime.
Just lean to it a little bit. Good, good.
Brides share a warning. Not everything is picture perfect. The Better Business Bureau of St. Louis reports receiving close to 5,000 complaints in 2024 involving wedding-related businesses.
What we hear a lot of is that the bride and groom did not receive a specific product or service in the time frame that they were promised, obviously causing a lot of stress and, just frustration.
That frustration pushing the BBB to release a warning about Fredericktown-based photography business called ZPG Productions, saying it failed to deliver wedding photos and videos and did not refund customers. The company has an F rating with 8 complaints on the BBB website. These are 3 St. Louis area brides who hired ZPG Productions, ran by Faith Green.
Credit where credit is due. They're very good pictures. They're beautiful.
That's how all 3 were sold when they found ZPG Productions on Facebook.
I joined a lot of Facebook wedding groups, as we all do.
Each bride sharing similar experiences involving multiple excuses, constant delays, and utter disappointment. All of them paid up front when signing their contracts. Each bride paid about $750 to $1,000. Each bride promised a delivery of photos and videos within 10 to 16 weeks.
And I had to sign a contract that night, and I was like, well, can I maybe wait? She's like, no, the sale will be done.
Well, as far as payment goes, if they're asking for the full amount up front, that is a red flag.
The BBB recommended deposit with installments.
This is the first big wedding of the family. So, I was totally innocent.
Carver received this email from Green stating she had to cancel due to a death in the family and weather. It was 2 days before Carver's January wedding. She's still waiting for a refund. Sheena Minner noticed a lack of communication with Green after their engagement shoot.
From that point on until the time of the wedding, communication was probably on a scale of 1 to 10, probably at like a 1 or a 2.
Minner believes she still hasn't received all of the photos, reaching out multiple times since her September wedding. Minner says Green offered a list of excuses, then nothing.
We have a terminal family member that is in those photos that we no longer have, so I really need them.
For Danielle Crows, their sneak peeks came quickly for their fall wedding in 2023, and then for the rest, 4 months went by.
I didn't hear anything, so I ended up going through with the small claims court and filed with them. And I think the day before I went to file, I got my pictures.
Faith Green sent a lengthy statement to 5 on Your Side. In part, Green said she became a wedding photographer as a side job in 2021. She explained she was in over her head, but was going to try and fulfill her current bookings. Green admits she had to cancel weddings because she had deaths in her family, hospitalizations and sicknesses between herself and children, and delivered 3 babies since 2022. She said, quote, "I am not someone to take advantage of or try to intentionally hurt anyone." Now, Green has stepped away from photography.
She had also deactivated her Facebook business page, her business website.
Went ahead and did like a deeper dive and looked on Facebook and searched her name and their name, and that's when I found the plethora of problems.
On the same platform, they found Green. The women found other brides facing similar wedding woes with ZPG Productions.
Finding out that there's so many people who was affected by her, and it just makes me sad for them. And then other people were having to go through this on, like I keep saying, one of the most important days and events of their life.
The brides admit there are lessons learned.
Just be diligent. If they don't respond, it's a red sign. Just get out of there fast.
And while they've already walked down the aisle, they raise red flags for the next women wearing white.
I have been trying to, move on, have people trying to talk me out of going to small claims court. I'm like, but felt that I had to.
Justina Cornell, 5 on Your Side.
And 5 on Your Side has personally spoken to 12 brides impacted. The Attorney General's office said it has 2 complaints against Faith Green, and they're currently in mediation. And for a full list of tips from the BBB, head to our website and go to the section As Seen on TV.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell rejoins us now with the weather impact forecast. And of course, the biggest impact we're talking about is for Friday.
Yeah, and it's wind and maybe even some tornadoes with this system. That's certainly on the table at this point. This is a very intense system. Last week we had one. We had the gusty winds outside of any thunderstorms. In fact, the thunderstorms really didn't get going for us last week. We think this week we have more moisture and the ingredients seem to be coming together better for severe weather potential. 4 o'clock until midnight Friday. Wind and tornado threat. It's higher during that time period. We need you to have that plan, need you to be prepared. Look how widespread this level 3 risk is. All of eastern Missouri, most of Illinois, from central and southern portions all the way down in and along the Mississippi River. At this point, we have a little disturbance sliding by to our south. This has brought a few clouds to the area. Most of the storms are farther south. We're not at all concerned about this system. If it gives us a shower tomorrow morning, it's no big whoop, all right? This is a problem. Lots of energy coming onshore right now. It'll track through the Four Corners region, then into the middle part of the country. We're going to look locally here Friday afternoon. We're good through about 4 o'clock, we think. Now, we're probably going to speed this line up, one would think. This is just one of the models. This is a new one that just came out. There is some concern that there's not enough moisture to feed into this to create a solid line of thunderstorms. But we're still thinking that the winds outside of thunderstorms could gust above 50 miles per hour. Any thunderstorm that could develop individually, especially over southeast Missouri, may have some dangerous twisting with the winds. What we'll look for here closer to the metro area as we head towards 7 or 8 o'clock will be for any surges in those line of thunderstorms. That could indicate the potential for some quick spin-up tornadoes, but they would be stronger than the usual quick spin-up tornadoes because the winds aloft are so much stronger. By midnight, this is pressing east and out of the area. So noon on Friday, the winds start to pick up. We may have some 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts early Friday afternoon. 4 o'clock, especially coming towards us from mid-Missouri. It's when the storm chances go up. Thinking St. Louis is around 7, 8, 9 o'clock. That's going to change a little bit. By midnight, it's exiting off to the east. Again, focus on the 70 mile per hour wind gusts and some of those stronger storms, the isolated tornadoes, hail, much less of a threat. That energy, it's enough to drive the thunderstorms, even with the limited moisture, the winds compensating for that as we go through the day. Here are your gusts of wind. Picking up during the afternoon, 35 to 45, maybe 50 mile per hour wind gusts. It is going to be a windy Friday afternoon, Friday night, and Saturday outside of any thunderstorms. Saturday night, the winds die down. 65 right now, 79 was the high. That's our third day, close to 80. We're there again tomorrow, 81 on Friday. The weather impact alert Friday afternoon, Friday evening. We'll be with you on 5+. We'll be with you on TV. Follow our social media channels. We'll keep those warnings flowing. Just be prepared on Friday to act. We think these storms are going to be tracking at about 65 or 70 miles per hour as they move across the area. So, I mean, they're going faster than the speed limit. They'll be out of here, in and out very quickly.
And you've got more on Weather Plus.
Yeah, we're going to do on 5 Plus here in just a few minutes.
All right. Scott, thanks.
Corey's here with sports. The Cardinals weren't on TV today, but we still have highlights. The SIUE Cougars have had a whirlwind week on the national stage. It's a family affair for Althoff basketball as they head back to the state tournament. Sports is up after the break.
Taking flight. Card Spring Training, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems.
2 years ago, the Cardinals had the best record in Grapefruit League play. They went on to lose 91 games in the regular season. In short, don't freak out over spring training standings and stats. However, with just 15 days until opening day, you'd like your team batting average for spring to be better than .203. Pitching was decent for the Cards today against the Mets. Miles Michaelis went 5, gave up 1. He had some help on a few fine defensive plays from Brendan Donovan. This hit from Francisco Lindor gave the Mets the lead. That was all they needed. New York wins 2-0 as the Cards mustered just 2 hits. I asked Cardinals broadcaster Mike Claiborne about the process of adjusting to new hitting coach Brant Brown.
The question is, okay, now that we recognize what maybe there may be an issue, let's try and figure out or narrow things down on how we can solve it. So it's a learning process. Fortunately for Brant, he visited and stayed in touch with a lot of the hitters in the offseason. So it's not like they didn't recognize who he was when spring training started. So they've already developed that relationship.
Tomorrow night at this time, we will have plenty of conference tournament basketball to talk about. SLU, Mizzou, and Illinois will all be in action in their respective tournaments. The Tigers and Illini have a trip to the Big Dance locked up. SLU needs to win 4 games in 4 days. The Billikens open up against Davidson tomorrow in D.C., and they're coming in on a bit of a high. Josh Schertz is hoping the win over Duquesne is the springboard for the kind of success he had last year, getting to the NIT finals with Indiana State. Former Sycamore Robbie Avila seen signs the system is coming together.
With this system that we play on, you know, the more reps you get, the more experience you get, the better you are going to be within the system. And so it just takes time, you know, with our offense. Defensively, we've worked at it all year, you know, trying to become a hard-nosed defensive team. And so I think, like I said, just, we're playing our best ball right now, hopefully, you know, at the end here.
No drama for SIUE this week. The OVC champion Cougars will find out who their first ever tournament opponent is on Selection Sunday. As the first team to clinch a spot in the dance, the national spotlight has found its way to Edwardsville. I asked Coach Peroni today what he hopes America learns about his team now that they're on the big stage.
That we do it with the right guys, the culture is the right way, the passion and care is genuine, and at any level, that's how it needs to be done. And we have an unbelievable community that is willing and wanting to support a group of guys that represents them the right way.
Down the road in Belleville, the Althoff Crusaders are heading to the high school state Final Four. If they win it all at 2A, they'll have both a football and basketball title this year. Coach Greg Lieb won a championship with Althoff back in 2016, and this time he gets to make a title run with his son, Patton, who has a little bit larger role than he did 9 years ago as a youngster.
I just remember Althoff winning by 40 each game, and then all the bench players getting to go in. And then I just remember getting to grab the net.
Me personally, I got my youngest, and I think he was this big. So that's kind of special.
I mean, that was a promise I tried to make to my dad freshman year. I told him I wanted to win a state championship at my years at Althoff, and this is a process I got to make it to it.
The Battlehawks are 15 days away from taking flight once again in the UFL. One of the biggest returning names is the league's reigning Offensive Player of the Year, receiver Hakeem Butler. And the wideout has some areas he thinks he's improved on since last season.
Oh, man, I think I look better for sure, you know, just like looking at myself, you know, I look better for sure. But honestly, just having more fun with it, truthfully, and being in the moment. I would say I was in the moment last year, but definitely just being where my feet are and enjoying my teammates.
I wish I could show up every day and just say, you know what, I look better. I look better.
You do look better, Corey.
Thanks, Mike. It has been 25 years since Nelly hit the charts. How you can celebrate the St. Louis rapper and show you're from Lou and you're proud.
The 41st annual Ancient Order of Hibernian St. Patrick's Day Parade in Dogtown, just 5 days away. The parade will march down Tam Avenue on Monday at 11 a.m. And if you can't make it to the party, don't worry. you can watch it live for free on the 5 Plus streaming app on your Apple, Roku, or Fire TV.
Just in time for 314 Day, Arch Apparel has teamed up with St. Louis rapper Nelly for a new collection. It celebrates the 25th anniversary of his debut album, Country Grammar. Arch Apparel is now selling shirts, hats, and other items featuring the rapper's hit songs like Nellyville and Hot and Her. Some items even feature Nelly's face with his iconic Band-Aid on his cheek.
There are several events planned for 314 Day, and several St. Louis businesses will be offering deals on Friday. For a full list, just text 314-2-314-425-5355, and we'll send you a link to your phone. And Scott has one final check of the weather.
Okay, so we're pretty quiet for the next about 36 hours. And then as we go into Friday, that's when our weather impact alert really kicks in, especially after 4 o'clock. The winds will pick up, the chance for thunderstorms increasing through the evening hours. You won't have more than a half an hour to an hour where you have to deal with the storms. But when you're dealing with it, it may be a big deal with winds stronger than 70 miles per hour out of a few of the storms. It's cooler over the weekend, still breezy
And you're
Saturday.
on 5 Plus right after this.
Absolutely. In
All
3
right.
minutes.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5 Plus.